Good day, everyone. Welcome to the webinar, the introduction to MetaTrader 4. This is Theunis Kruger. Let me see. Yes. As always, I just want to check if you guys can see me and can hear me. Looks like the webinar or the webcam from my side is working properly. Owen, hello, Owen. Seen you here before. John Owen, right. Hi, can you see? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Hanley, see there's a couple of guys in attendance. Owen, Hanley, yes. Joseph, Yvonne, can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Just waiting for some more reaction before I go on. At this stage, it only looks like John can see me. John, should I say Owen or John? Okay, let's just hang on a bit. I'm just going to check from my side again. The audio seems to work fine. Speakers works fine. Okay, can you guys hear me? Please just repeat yes. All good. Hanley can also hear. Excellent, guys. Just always make sure. There has been some days or sometimes when there was some technical difficulties. All right, today we're going to talk about MetaTrader 4. Very, very important, especially if you're a beginner. And today is going to be a little bit more practical. I have a webinar already, and there's a couple of webinars, recorded webinars actually on the website. When you log on to my FXTM and you go to webinars and you scroll down. So this is not going to be a total introduction or a exact copy of the one that I have there, where I just went through the presentation. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go look at the presentation and jump and then swap to the alt tab to MetaTrader and explain to you guys and illustrate to you guys how it works. The reason I'm doing this again is I've had numerous requests while I'm doing training. I see people are not up to speed with their Forex or their MetaTrader 4 skills, and it makes it difficult for them during the training. So I always tell the guys, please go to the webinar and listen to it, but this one I want to make it a little bit more practical so you guys can learn. Now, just like when you start online trading, just like any skill, when you start, let's say you want to become a carpenter, you have to get to know your tools. You have to play around with the tools, start using it, experimenting with it, because if you cannot use your tools, you're going to make mistakes. With the carpenter specifically, if you practice on bits of offcuts of wood, so you don't damage your beautiful pieces of wood that you want to use to make furniture or whatever you do. Now the same with online trading. You're going to practice on a demo account, get to know it, play around, and that's basically what we're going to start doing now. All right. If you've got any questions at any time, please just pop it up and I will attend to it as quickly as possible. I wanted you guys to learn. It must be on hands as possible. So open your MetaTraders if you can, and let's experiment a little bit together. As always, I've just got a quick introduction. Just going to explain what MetaTrader 4 is, why it's such a nice platform that we use, and then we're going to start with practical. I'm going to look at the presentation, then I'm going to swap to my MetaTrader and we can explore there together. You can look at the chart types, what is the best ones, what is the what is the ones that you can choose from, what do we recommend and why we recommend it. Time frames as well, lots of questions also around time frames. You can jump around between time frames and just check. Indicators, oscillators, different order types, and then of course our website, right? Questions and answers, but as always, just give your answers or pop your answers as soon as possible. Some people are shy, so if you don't want to answer your questions here, please write it down at least, and you can email me. I'm gonna experiment a bit here. I'm gonna put my send via the chat. I'm gonna send you my email address. just for interesting sake. Although I sent it through, like to use some new features of these, some other features to make it easier for the guys. Right, email me. We can even do Skype sessions together while I illustrate to you. The quickest way to learn is if you have somebody to show you. If you want to on your own experiment, yes, you're welcome, but it's just quicker when you have somebody to show you, when you have a sort of a mentor. Right, and that's what I do. I'm a Forex trainer or educator. So, right, let's jump, let's get ahead. As always, even before you, I want you to have some basic knowledge, even before you start using MetaTrader 4. Why are you using it? What is this business all about? What is this? What is online trading all about? You have to know that that's background. That's part of your foundation, like we call it. Now, what we do is we focus mainly on technical analysis. If you're not sure what that means, or fundamental analysis, there is some other. You can just email me. I'll send you some links to my introductory seminar or webinars also as well that has been recorded that you can go and watch. We focus on technical analysis, and the foundation, the definition of what technical analysis is very, very important. Very, very important. If you don't know that, then you're going to fall in different traps. And even MetaTrader, or getting to know MetaTrader, can be a trap if you don't understand what the foundation is, what technical analysis is. How can I say that? How can I make a statement like that? For a simple reason. You have to focus on the core of this business. And this is technical analysis. People like the programs online, or indicators, oscillators, different methods, different ways of doing it, different even different trading platforms and stuff, and they study these things. They focus on that. They won't help you to build a successful business, because what technical analysis means, that is what this business is all about. And it basically means, very quickly, we study price charts, or we study market action using price charts for the reason of identifying the next trend in its early stages, right? That's all explained in the other webinars. So I'm not going to discuss on that. And to do that, to make it work, you just need, and this is business principles, you need a simple, well-defined method, you need good money management, and you need to consistently to practice that, to become consistent, right? So if you know this, then yes, then by all means, get to know MetaTrader, get to know some indicators and so on. You will not fall in a trap. But if you don't know this, if you don't understand this, you're going to study hard and study, getting to know MetaTrader, getting to know all sorts of indicators, but they're going to sidetrack you from what it's all about. And that is, very shortly again, we study the price, the market action, using the price charts, yes, but why? We study this to identify next or new trends in its early stages, right? Okay, let's go ahead. What is MetaTrader for? It is simply a platform that was programmed by or created by MetaQuotes software, and the purpose of it is for online trading, Forex, contracts for difference, futures markets. That's mainly shares that you can use that for. It's a total new instrument, or a new generation instrument. All of these you can access on MetaTrader. And I'm going to start jumping. Like I said, this is how MetaTrader looks, and this is where you can see. This is what makes MetaTrader so nice is that it's not sold. You're not going to buy. You're gonna pay for it. It's one of the benefits. The brokers buy it, and they supply it free of charge to their clients. So, and then MetaTrader also allows them to customize it. For instance, when you download your version, it's customized to Forex time, right? So this is how it looks. Okay, so one of the very nice things about it is it's got a multi-device support, so you can initiate trades on your computer, laptop, on your tab, as well as on your phone. Some people initiate their trades on their laptop or on their desktop, for instance, and then they manage it via their tab, because it's more mobile, their tab or their phone. Very, very useful. Right. Why do we use it? Why do so many brokers all over the world like it? because it supports multiple operating systems, computers, different smartphones, tablets. Very easy to manage. That's why we train on it as well. All right. Okay, you can access a lot of instruments with it, over 250 across different accounts. So let's jump again. When you go to you get to that again, just want to get there first or show it initially. When you go to a market watch, then you will see market watch access there, market watch, and you'll see all of the instruments that you can trade. Now, every account doesn't have the same instruments necessarily. For instance, there's less with the cents account. With the standard account, it's more. And there's, I think, with the standard account, you get cryptocurrencies as well. With the ECSN accounts, which is a little bit different, you do not get cryptocurrencies. So you just have to, before you open an account, verify what you're specifically going to trade. So, right, just something I want to show you guys. There's a lot of it here. In the beginning, when you open it, there's not going to be so much. And people get stuck and they think they've got the wrong account. What you do is you left click anywhere here, you left click here, and you say show all. Then it shows you all the different instruments. The reason why it initially doesn't show you is because people initially don't use all the things. And when it shows, it downloads all the data. So in actual fact, by showing less here, and you can as well, you can hide some of the symbols which you want to hide. You can save yourself some data. So if you say show all, for instance, it's going to download a basic set of data for every single one of these things. So that's why that doesn't always show everything. Right, let's jump around again. Okay, so there's lots of instruments to choose from. All, remember, technical analysis, the same foundation. We're looking at a price chart for the same reason, and only one reason, that's technical analysis. Anything else becomes an entertainment trap. You can study hard and long, you can become an expert with MetaTrader 4, but if you do not understand technical analysis, it's never going to make you money. Right, so that's why I emphasize it so much. Okay, another thing which is very, very nice about MetaTrader, it's the visual management of open orders. I can explain to you again. Let's say we have opened a chart. Let's say we open, let's say I close this chart. So we can open a new one. Right, I want to open Euro USD. I right click on it. I can either double click on it. No, that's going to bring up order. That's not what we want. I right click on it and I say chart window. I can close this or I can open it from here. Create a new chart and you can open charts as well from here. That's the one thing about all computer stuff. It's nice. There's multiple options. So use the one that's more, it's the easiest one for you. Normally I open it from this icon here, this menu here, and it's the easiest way. Right, so what have we got? I've got a demo account open here. Now I want to open a position here, let's say a sell position, and I open a new order. I choose my volume, and I say sell, right? And now I can see my sell position here. And now I can as well, this you will learn later, but I'm just showing it to you now. Yeah, I'm illustrating it. I've got a sell position. I want to put in a stop loss, so I just drag it up here, very, very nice visually. And I've got a stop loss set. I want to take profit somewhere. I want to take profit somewhere, and I've got my take profit visually managed. Very, very nice. Makes it very easy. And when you practice this after a while, especially after you've chosen, when you understand the foundation technical analysis, we'll look at that also when we look at price charts and why we like certain price charts more than other ones. We will, I will show you why what price chart is according to me, or the chart type is according to me the best one to look at. But in the end, it's your own choice. Right, so this is just a to show how easily you can manage your trades. So now I'm going to close this one. Just left click on the line, green line there, and I say close, and then my position is closed. Right. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Right, so we've got that one covered. The user interface. I'm going to jump in between these ones as well. So this is the user face that we've just seen. I've just minimized everything. I'm looking at the chart. If you do want to check everything, you can just minimize, you can maximize some of the things. You can look at this, but we're going to look at them one by one so you can get to know them. Please, again, if this is all new information to you, don't be so hard on yourself. You're gonna have to listen to it or watch it a few times to get to know this. And the best way to do is not to just listen. And that's why I like webinars very much, especially recorded webinars. Is you can actually go back and you can listen at your own time, at your own pace, and you can pause and you can then experiment on your own MetaTrader. That is a way to fast track your learning. So, and I like it very much. It's part of the, but I also discuss in the other webinar. It's part of the fourth industrial revolution. You will start hearing that term a lot. Do yourself a favor and go and Google about it, what it is all about. You are busy with it, right? So brings a lot of opportunity to normal people like us. Okay, so let's look at a few elements of the user interface, and then we jump around. Okay, now I want to show you the first one. Okay, the first one we look at is going to be the navigator. No, let's look at the on top menu information on top there. Okay, that's the window heading. Shows you a number of things: account number, application name, active window that you're in, your time frame. Let's go and look, and there it is. There's my demo account number. Very important. You don't want to think you're practicing on a demo and actually you've got a live account open and you are, and afterwards you realize you've, if you stop practicing and you make mistakes, you want to make mistakes on a demo, not on a live account. So always just double check there. So that's very handy for that. And it shows you also the current open window or open currency pair. Right, next one, the menus. And like I said, there's multiple ways to do things. This is the menu here, so you can click on these, and you've got different settings here. In the beginning, like I said, get to know your tools. So open a demo account and then start checking these things out. What do they mean? And there's also a way, all those boxes that I told you about, this is how you can access them. But there's other shortcuts as well. We'll get to that now. So this is a more comprehensive way of seeing what is available. All right. Next, we've got our, that's the descriptive ones. This is the visual ones, or the more iconish ones. Let me just finish there. It's duplicate ones. So, and it's a little bit more easier. It's easily accessible and it's visible, and it's also customizable. Right there they are. That's how I explained, where I can open a new chart there. This is where I can look at my market watch. This is where I can look at my navigator. This is where I can see what my accounts are. We're going to go through them one by one, right? So you access them from there. Get to know them. Very, very handy. You can actually drag them where you want to as well. I normally like to drag my these drawing tools to the one side, and then I create some space for myself by dragging the other one there. So you just grab them there on the side. Each block of them have got it's got like a side there, and you can drag them to where you want. Right, very nice. Okay, next one. We're going to look at the navigator. And what happens there is you can open and close accounts there. There's got indicators, expert advisors, and scripts that you can access. Let's have a look. And there's our navigator. I usually keep it a little bit small, but because I don't need the space, but I'm going to open it up for you. It shows all your accounts, and if you want to open a new account, you can also click it from here. Although I would advise you to go and open it in your my Forex, my FXTM, because if you open it here, it will not normally be tracked there. So if you want to track, you want to be able to see how your accounts grows. That's going to be important as your training progresses, because this is a skill, so a skill that you're practicing. As you get better, you'll see your account behaving, your account equity curve behaving differently. It'll actually start growing in the beginning. That can be quite a challenge. Right. So open your accounts. I would advise open it with myforex.com, and then you can just when you get here, what you say is you want to log in to an account, and then you can choose your different numbers there. You get your different at your number you will get, and your password obviously at myforex.com. Put your number, your password in here, and then you must just choose depending on the account you opened. You choose the correct account. In this case, a demo. Right. Right, and then you've got your indicators. Your indicators you can access from here, or you can access them from there. Same list, just in another format. What's nice here is you can see a list of all the ones you have, and depending on what you use and not use. Expert Advisor, this is programmable software that we mostly call trading assist programs. So it can be something that trades for you, or it can be something when you've opened a trade, it helps you to close, helps you to manage the trade. Right, scripts is the same thing. Just this stays on automatically. This, when you execute it, it does what you asked it to do, and then it's finished. Right. So if you want more information about this, you will have to. You can go on the website. You can Google. You can get it on the web page as well. Right. Let's look at the next one. Or you can ask as well. All right. Next, we've got the Market Watch. We've looked at that as well very quickly. That's very, very handy. I'll explore it a bit. We've got a list of financial instruments. It shows us your bid and ask prices. You can right click on any of them and it brings up a menu. So let's go there and go and look at that. Right, Richard. So I've got a question here. How do I write notes on my screen? Right, inside MetaTrader 4, there's not what I'm aware of something that I can write notes on. Not like pasted notes. If you do want to write on your chart, then you can go to the following one. You're going to go to draw text, and you click it in there, and then the text has just a name. Then you can type in your text here, and there you can make it. I think that is what you referred to. Am I correct? That's what we also use when we do market analysis reports. We write on it and insert some. If you want to highlight, for instance, something, you can highlight a certain area, and then you can write some notes here, if that is what you mean. Right. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Yes, we're looking at Market Watch. Here's your Market Watch. No, sorry, that's a navigator. There's a Market Watch. Market Watch. Right, now what I said, this is background information as well. When you right click on this, you can see there's actually a lot more information that you can put in here. I've just not selected it because I don't use it. I basically only like to see the ask and the bid and the ask, and then the spread here. But you can actually choose. You can put the time in here. You can put the high low in here as well. Right, so you can play around with this a little bit. But by far the most important thing is when you right click on it, you see there's some information, open a chart, but this is very important. When you decide you like a certain instrument, this is basic information about what it's about, what the contract size is. You'll learn more about that when you talk it's also actually there, and a recorded webinar about the basics of Forex, pips and lot sizes and all those things. You can listen to that. It shows you where it's hedged in, and very, very importantly, if you do keep positions open, it'll show you what type of trades are you allowed there, instant access or instant or full access, what types of orders are allowed, what is the minimum volume. Important, some of the The instruments only have a 0.1, that's the minimum. So if you're a small account, that's going to have an effect on it. What's the maximum size you can trade? The lot size. Swaps, if you have open positions, that's going to have an effect on you. So if it's a huge number, then you keep it long to open, it's going to cost you. It's going to negatively affect your account, and this is also very, very important. This is when the market is open. Not all markets are open 24 hours. This one you can see is this is 5. Oh no, this one is 24. The quotes are 24/7, 24/5. Sorry, only weekdays. But it's traded. It's about 5 minutes. That's closed. This is on Mondays, 24/24, and again on Fridays. It opens or it closes 5 minutes before 12. Right, let's just quickly choose one to show you that it's not all the same. I'm going to choose silver in this case. Specifications. Oh, this is very much the same. But you will see that this is also the same. Some of the accounts 0.01 the volume. Let's just choose this one. This is the UK 100 FTSE. And immediately you will see 0.1, the volume size. And the maximum you can trade is 5, so it's much less than the other ones. But more importantly, just look when it's open. So there's a couple of hours every day that it's not open. If you open a position just before this, and something happened, and you didn't know you wanted to close your position or whatever, or take profit, and you didn't know this, that it was closed between 11 and 1:30, then you want to manage your position perhaps, and you can't. So you have to know this before the time, right? Okay, let's go on. Time is going. Right. Then we look at the terminal. You're going to use that as well a lot of the times. There's different tabs there. Let's jump to that so you can see. Now I'm going to close this one. See, there's some questions. I'll answer it now. So I can click on my terminal here. I can also go to it there. There's terminal, and there's also a shortcut. Right, what does this show you? It's very handy because it shows you all your open trades, exposure. Don't use that so much personally anyway. And this is very important as well. This is where all your previous trades are shown. Right, so this is where you can draw statements. If you right click on this, you can draw different statements. And once your trading gets off the ground, once you've learned the basics and your skill gets better and you start making a profit, then this is a business. And this is where you'll have to every month draw your statements to give to your auditor for tax purposes and all those type of things. Right. There's also news. You can watch interesting news come up. Alerts. I actually use that a lot. Especially with smaller time frames, then I don't have to look at the screen all the time. I can go on with something else, and the alerts will alert me when certain prices are triggered. Mailbox, and here's a couple of things that you can access. Right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, data window. This gives you some information about the price indicators, but there's no actions allowed here. I know some people keep this open. I'm going to close that one now, and there's the data. Where's the data window? That is the data window. Right. So I know some people keep this miniaturized in a corner, especially when they like to see the prices, where the prices are going, instead of watching there. So this depends totally on you. Right. Let's go on the next one. I've just got one question here. Sorry, my pronunciation might not be so good. So how is it possible that I can get the recorded version of the session? So far I've missed some of your words due to a slow connection. Sorry there. Is it Uluwaisi? Sorry, your pronunciation of your name is not going to be very good. Right, yes, you can just email me and I'll send you the link. The email I've through the chat, I've sent it to all of you guys. So you can just email me and I'll send you a link to this webinar so you can watch it watch it at your own time. Not all our webinars, our recorded webinars are put on the website, but they, for a couple of months at least, they stay on GoWebinar. That's the website we use to record these. So I'll send you the, if it does not get posted on the website, I'll send you the link so you can directly watch it from the place where it's recorded. Right. Okay, let's go on. Okay, this is by far the most important window here, and that's obviously the price chart window. You can open a lot of charts here. I'll look at it now. You can set up different price charts. You can use templates, very, very handy, and so forth. Let's go and look at it. Let's jump in. All right. Normally, I like to keep this one as large as possible so I can see what's going on with the price. Price obviously is the most important thing that you want to look at, and that's what technical analysis is all about. I'm going to zoom out very quickly. Obviously, you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can get from afar, you can see what the price is doing. And any of you that have listened to my previous seminars or webinars or workshops, been at my workshops, you will know that there you can see, you can start seeing the structure of the market. Technical analysis is we're looking for the early stages of the next trend. I'll give you a little bit of a taste here. We're not gonna use any indicators, right? That's one of the prerequisites. You must be able to see the underlying structure of the market. And I'm gonna use a very, very simple trend tool here, and I'll show you. Here is a trend. There is a new trend. There is another trend. Definition of a trend is also very important. That's also covered. And what do you see there? You see the early stages of a new trend. You see the early stages of a new trend. That is technical analysis. We use this price chart to identify the early stages of a new trend, because that's where the risk-reward ratio is very much in our favor. All right. But for now, it's just a little bit of a, we call it a spoiler. Right. So this is a chart window. This is where you can access a lot of things. You are gonna put your indicators. When you put your indicators in, you wanna put the indicator here. You can just drag it over here. Then it gets added there and so on. So this is something you're gonna experiment a lot with. Right. Very nice. Especially if you're using the lower time frames, there's some things you can also look at. Also, shortcuts is where you can change between your different time frames. We use templates. Templates is explained in a little bit more advanced one. We haven't got time for it now. You can refresh your charts. A nice thing about this, you can also save your charts. That's also what we use when we use market analysis. The properties there. That means if you right click there and you go to properties, you can change the colors of yours. Totally customizable. You can use colors that you like, backgrounds that you like. And some guys like a black background because it doesn't glare so much. Here you can set that. And then under common, that's another tab. Here you can, some people ask about where they can see where the spread is on the chart. If you activate activate the ask show line, then it's going to show it to you that. I'll explain it to you now, or show it to you now. And period separators is very important in the lower time frames. All right, period separators. This is a daily, so now it shows you every month. It's a period. There it goes. There's the month. So I go a little bit lower. So I go, for instance, to the, let's go to a very low one, a 5-minute one. Then the period indicator will show you the day. You can just go quickly double check it by going to your crosshairs, Control F, or if you've got a mouse, you just click on the scroller of the mouse, and then it brings up the crosshairs. Right, and you can see this is a day. This is from the 12 a.m. right through the day until 12 p.m. Right. Okay, and the lower time frame is very important. You'll see there's some times when the market is not very liquid. That's when for instance, that's when the New York session closed. This is the Asian session around there, 9 o'clock. That's where the London open, the London market open. and so forth. Right. Oh, very quickly, I'm going to cover here as well the chart types, so we can save some time. Zoom in a bit. What you see here is the, according to me anyway, my personal opinion, the most useful charts. It shows you a lot of information. It shows you the Japanese candlesticks. It shows you when it's down. It shows you when it's up. It shows you what the body is. It shows you, where it closed and where it opened. There's a lot of information in the recorded webinar that I have there. That is on the website myforex.com. Myforex.com. No, sorry. When you log into my FXTM, then you can get them at the recorded websites. I talk about the footprints in the sand. They're like footprints when you are tracking. It gives you a lot of information. Now, if I jump one back, this is called the bar charts. This is the second one that you can access. As you can see, it gives you less information. Some people like it, some don't. It just gives you less information, right? And then you've got your line charts. This gives you the least information, right? So some people I know like to, when they open the chart, they don't want to see a lot of things. They just want to see the simplicity, the structure of the market. And yes, for that purpose, the line chart is very well. You can easily see, what is the market doing? What is the waves doing? Right. But if you train your eye from the beginning with these ones, especially when you zoom back to get an overview of the market, then it's very, very handy. You don't have to jump around between charts all the time. All right. So remember, this is all just my opinion. You can talk to 10 guys and they'll give you 10 different opinions. So then you're going to choose. This is a tool, and it's going to become your tool as you get to know it. Right. I'm making good progress. And I think it's a lot more practical than the previous times. Do you guys like it? Is it useful to you? I'd like to get some feedback. Hanley says yes. Oh, that's good. I like it. Are there actually some of you guys who's got your own? I might be going a little bit fast. Sorry about that, but my time is limited. That's why I say I can send you a recorded one, then you can watch it a little bit slower. But are there actually some of you guys who are have you got your own MetaTrader 4 open and are checking it out with me? There's some people that's doing that. At least says yes. At least one. All right, that's nice. Okay, so that's what I already explained. Well, while in the chart, you can right click. It brings up a menu with some interesting information. Properties is useful. Now that I think about it, I forgot to mention it. This is very important. Remember, we activated the ask line, showed you the period separators and the reason for that. But the ask line is very important as well. Here you can see what your spread is. So this is the difference between when you buy or sell. When you buy, it's going to take the upper one. When you sell, it's going to take the lower one. Right. And this is important because I'm going to jump to a higher time frame now. And then you'll immediately see, you can't even see the red line. This is a daily chart. Even if you zoom in, you can't even see it. So the spread on a daily is not very, the consequences of how large or small the spread is not very important. But if you go to a lower time frame, the spread is huge. So if you've got a certain strategy, and even if I just zoom in a little bit here, you can see these uptrend. There's a downtrend, sorry. There's a downtrend. It's a nice downtrend. There was the initial stages of a next trend. You can see it has it's a big chunk that it takes out. So if you trade on a small time frame, you must this is going to have an effect. So that's why a lot of people that trade with a small time frames, they use the ECN account. ECN, you have a bit of a commission and then very, very, very little spread. While with the standard, you've got no commission, but you've got a bigger spread. That it has a big influence on a small chart. Let's go to the minute. I know some guys who trade in a minute. This is a large spread for a minute. So you'll have to choose the ECN account to be able to trade in a minute here, or choose another currency pair. Right. Just some things that might be interesting. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so there's lots of things here. One-click trading, we can also just briefly discuss because that's important. Some guys don't know what that means. Right, I'm gonna show you what it means. Right. If you click on your left hand, there's a little triangle there. It activates also a shortcut where you can buy and sell. You can set your stop loss, your lots and so forth. Right now, very important, there's two ways. You've got your traditional way where every step that you take, it asks for confirmation. Right. For certain ways of trading, that's important to make sure. But if you, especially when you trade in the lower time frames and you've practiced the skill well, you know exactly where to enter, you know exactly where to put your stop loss, and you've practiced it open and where to take your profits. You've practiced it over and over and over again. You're fast. Then you don't want that confirmation. Then you activate one click. So you do that by going to Tools, Options, with Trade. You activate one click and it's going to ask you, do you accept these terms and conditions? That means it's not going to ask you for confirmation, right? So if you make a mistake, you're going to be in the trade. So that's why we don't use this until we've practiced very a long time at least. Let's go to a 4 hour. Right, if I want to enter now and I say buy, immediately I've got to open trade. Right. Let's close this one. Remember, I'm on a demo account, so don't worry. If I deselect, initially it is deselected. If I deselect it and I say buy, it's going to ask me for confirmation, so it's safer. Another reason why some people use this, but that's also in the larger time frames, if you've got EAs and stuff that manages to trade with you, trading assist programs, and you can type a comment here, and they just manage certain trades with the comments in and not all of the trades. So that's a useful thing to know for later. All right. Okay. Manuel said he hasn't seen the email address I talked about. Let's see if I can send it to you quickly here. Manuel, if you don't get it, when I'm finished, I'll go to when I'm busy with the questions and answers, I'll go to my initial screen where my email is listed. But let's see if I can't send it to you again. I've definitely sent it to everybody here via the chat function. Let's see if I can send it to everybody again. Oops. Right. I'm going to send it again to the entire audience. Right. So I'm sending it via the chat function. Right, Emmanuel says also, yes, the information is useful. The connection makes listening a bit difficult. Right, I'm sorry about that. I know my connection is quite fast. So if you look at the recorded webinar, it should be, it should flow very nice. Right. Frank asks, can I change the stop loss and take profit to currency instead of pips? Can I change, Frank? Can I change the stop loss and the take profit to the currency instead of the pips? I'm not sure what you mean there, Frank. When you have, let's open a order here quick. Okay, and remember it's now confirmation again. So now I've got it here. When I go to my terminal trade, there I can see it there. Your trade is open there. You've got no stop losses there, and you can manipulate it. So you can. I think you might be asking about this. Let's say I put my stop loss there. What is that? That's a sell. So my stop loss will be above it. There you will see the stop loss is added there. So you can actually add it manually, or you can add it like by dragging it. But now I might think what you're referring to is when you right click, when you've got an open order and you right click on it, there you can see your profit in different things. You can see it in your deposit or your term or as points. So there we can see what it currently is, and when I change it to points, then I can see what the points are. Yeah, Aze. Okay, Frank, I think I've answered your question. Good. Right, you won't be able to jump if you've entered the order in one currency. You won't be able to change it, and you must close it if you want to change it. So you can definitely see the profit in different ways. Just going to repeat it quickly. You left click on your open order, and then you can choose either points or term or deposit, and then you can see it in different ways. In this sense, you can see the points there, and there you can see the dollar as well. So you can see both at this point. Right, there's another way to close your position. It's going to be here. Now, if one click was selected, it would have just immediately closed. But since one click is not selected, it's going to ask me for confirmation. Right, and this is also the same place if you want to take partial profits, where you're going to use that. So if you don't have one click, you've got your normal confirmation, and I've got the order there of 0.1, and I want to close half of it, take partial profits, then I can choose half of it and I close, and then you see it's gonna only have a 0.1 left. Okay, but let's go on with the presentation. This is also spoilers for later. All right. Okay, let's go on. If we've got time. Okay. This is what we already discussed. You can set colors and so forth. This is also what we already discussed, where you can show the ask line, the period separator. This is while you click left the menu that you got. Right. Okay, this is also an interesting one. I've had some questions about this as well. When you go to the right-hand corner of your chart, you'll see there's a green, dark green, light green bar there, and some movement there, data movement. Some guys ask me, what on earth is that? Right, so let's explain it. That shows you what data connection you've got. If it's both red, then that means there's nothing. If it's like ours, it's a green and a blue. Light green, now it's a blue and a green there, and it means it's connected to a data center. If it's a green and red, then it means it's connected to a MetaTrader 4 server. Now, the difference between those two is, especially if it's a small broker, they tend to be able to, because they want to keep the overage as small as possible, they'll connect directly to the center that's nearest to them. And normally these are smaller centers, right? Data centers are usually for big, when the numbers, the clients, the volumes of a broker gets large, like Forex time, then they get better deals, and there's faster data centers where they get better deals for larger amounts of data that they, connections that they get, right? So then you can have an idea about what that means. And obviously the second one just shows you the data transfer between the data center or the MetaTrader server and your computer. The more that is, the better. The more data is being sent from your computer and back, right? Right, we've actually discussed this as well, 3 basic charts. Another way to open this is from the charts. And you can jump between. I showed you the icons or the menu bar where you can change that. And this is the other one that I showed you. You can jump between a line or a bar or the Japanese candlesticks. Like I said, I prefer the Japanese candlesticks. You get more of an overview, not a lot of information. So in the closing price, the other information is not showing. Bar charts, useful, more information, but still, I like to see a lot. I like to see as much as possible. This is the one I like. Gives you all the information that you need. Right, time frames now. The MetaTrader 4 is 9 time frames. Let's jump there so I can show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them there from the 1 month and in this case the period separator would be, if you check here, would be a complete year. So if you go to the 1 month chart, you can see far into the past. Here's 1997. You can see what happened to the price. And even on these charts, always what we do is technical analysis. We look for the early stages of the next trend. I always tell my guys when they start, when I work with trainers or even guys that stuck, go back to the basics. If your basics is not right, your business will not work. And that's the truth for any type of business. And I tell the guys to go and draw in, use a trend line to go and draw in the trends. If you can see the trends, you will be able to see the early stages of the next trend. And very important lesson, not everyone is going to work out. That is just part of the risks of any business. Let's say there is a good one there. So there's also a good one there. Early stages of the next trend, that's where our entries are in. Right, obviously if you want to trade in the monthly, it's going to be long term. Right, so let's look at the weeklies. Let's just get rid of these ones. It's going to be a trend in every single time frame from the 1 month to the 1 minute. Let's look at it quick so yeah, you can see as well. Just going to de-click on these. This is useful as well. When you highlight them or click them, keep your chart at the end of the where the newest data is. But if you want to scroll back, you want to test, and you want to get to know your charts, then you're going to deselect them, and then you can scroll back. Right, so you can see there's a beautiful uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, for downtrend, uptrend, some ranging markets there. Right, let's jump to 1 hour. See, my time is getting limited here. You can see as well, you've got your trends. There's a nice uptrend there, but sort of like uptrend, there is an uptrend. Right, so even up to smaller minutes. Now you will see, especially if you zoom out, you will see those periods when the markets are closed have a heavy effect. That's why a lot of people that trade small time frames trade only during the active sessions. Right, even in a 1 minute, if you zoom out, you will see those trends. Technical analysis, identify the trend, early stages of the next trend. Right. Now in time frames, you know where to get them, go and experiment with them. Some people ask me what time frame is the best. Now there's a trend in every single time frame. It depends on your schedule. The higher time frames, there's more people involved in creating those candles, so they're more stable, or they've got less noise, but there's less advantages. Right. Lower time frames, from the 1 hour down, less people involved in creating those candles, so there's more noise, but still there's a trend in every time frame. And if you practice enough with a smaller time frame, you have to practice a little bit harder to see through those noise, to handle that noise. But there's no better or less better or a worse time frame. There's a trend, there's a structure, rhythm in every single time frame period. Right? If you can see that structure, if you can see that rhythm, then you can do technical analysis. You can look for the early stages of the next trend. Right? Okay, indicators and oscillators. This is a big part of the trap of, unfortunately, of online trading. People think the more they know, the more indicators they study and they learn and they test, the better they will get. That's not true. If you don't understand, if you cannot see the underlying structure of the market, then this becomes a trap. You can know hundreds of them and never make a cent. Ask me, it was a hobby for me. I was an entertainment trap for a long time. All right. So and now you access them. In the end, the correct way is you can see the structure. You're going to use a few indicators, and we access them. I like to access them from here. We're going to use a few indicators to help us to see those initial stages of a new trend, or a sweet spot, as I call them. And a lot of these indicators, they overlap, so they duplicate. So we don't use 10 indicators to do the same thing. We only use one. Choose the best one for us, right? And right now, what you do is you simply drag it in. You can do the settings here. I'm not going to discuss that now. And then it adds it for you there. You've got your indicators. It's normally on the like the moving averages. Just get a moving average here. Okay, there's a moving average. Choose a default one here. That's on the price chart, and you get your oscillators. That's separate. It shows you something. A lot of guys put too much of these indicators, and then they get confused. It causes decision-making fatigue, analysis paralysis. You do not want that. Right. So, okay. So it is important, but be careful. Different ways. Okay, this is just how to put them in. I've already shown you that. You just open your navigator, go there, and you just drag it over, and it opens it up. Right, another one. Not going to focus on that now. Another one that's also indicated on the price chart. Right, lastly, I've got a couple of minutes left. I get a lot of guys that ask me if we've looked at that as well. What is the difference between a stop order and a limit order? So I'm going to just show you here very quickly. Right, I've already shown you how to open a new order. Easiest way is to just click on the visual menu there, and then depending on the type of account you have, it will be a market order or an instant order. So I'm also not going to discuss that here. These days, there was always instant orders. Is it instantly executed? Market order, there could have been some slippage, but the markets are so huge these days that it's not so much slippage, except on the lower time frames, especially in news times. So very dangerous, right? As you've seen already, enables you to just enter where you want to. I'm going to explain to you now the difference between the instant, the market, and the pending ones. So this is one we already looked at. And you can put in comments, you can put in the lot size and so forth. Then there's the other one. Then you've got your stop and limit orders. Right, let's jump over so I can show you there. Just going to get rid of these things. We look at the price again. Right, we open our order. This is the instant one. Obviously, you can see it's my standard account is the instant one. If it was ECN, that would have been a market order. Right, the moment you click on your pending order, it's going to give you a lot of options. Right, so you've got different options. You've got a buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, and a sell stop. Now, what do these mean? In the beginning, that can create a lot of confusion. And that's one of the reasons I always say, also play on, experiment on a demo account. If you make mistakes, you know you're going to make mistakes. Whenever you learn a new skill, you always make mistakes. That's why you take it, you simulate, you manage your risk very well. That's why we put it on a demo account. So let me show you exactly what the difference is. Right, a buy stop order is placed above the price. So let's see what that means. We've got a uptrend here. Can you see the higher tops, higher bottoms here? The market is pulling back. And your strategy, you can see the structure here. Your strategy tells you that you should enter when the price go higher than that. What you can do is you don't have to wait in the screen the whole time. On a small time frame, yes, you can if you consider it your screen, but if you're using a higher time frame, then it's not going to be possible. So what can you do? You're going to put a buy stop order there. And I'm going to illustrate how we do it. I'm going to use these ones, scroll again to get us there at the end. I'm going to a higher time frame. Right, let's say we want to enter a buy there when the market gets out there. Right, I'm going to say I want to enter. This is a shortcut here. I want to enter order. And this time I'm going to say no, not an instant order. I want to put a buy stop. I specify the price. In this case, it's going to be 112.837, 1.12837, and I said put place. Right, I have not got the open order, guys. This is only going to become an open order when the price goes through that and it gets triggered. So let's go back to our presentation. So I've just placed that order for you. You can see it's there, right? But it's not open yet. There's no loss or anything. It's just a order lying there waiting to get executed. Right, the price goes up and still no order. The moment it hits it, becomes a market order. It's executed and it's engaged, and then you've got an order, right? So it's very, very handy if you waiting, like in this case, for a pullback, and then when the price hasn't reached yet, you can put it in. And what's nice about it as well is I've got this, and I can go now here, and I can put in. I've put the order there. Now I can put in my stop loss, my take profit, and my trade is managed even while I'm not there. So this I do after I've placed it according to my strategy. I put in my stop loss, my take profits, and whatever. I'm going to delete this one. Right, still got time. Cutting it short, yeah. Right, so there it becomes a market order. A sell stop is exactly the opposite. You place it below the market price. So here you've got a downtrend. Right. See no more questions. Right. A downtrend's got a down impulse wave or a long wave, corrective wave or a shorter wave, up, down, up, down. Right, so the price goes, it pulls back. Our method might tell us to, we want to enter when the market goes past there. So I put a sell stop order there, and it becomes the order with when it comes there, right? So now you know what a sell buy and a sell order is, a sell stop order is, sorry. Right, so what is a limit order? Remember, if we look there, if we engage, gives you, just repeating again, there's the buy and the stop order. Now, what is the limit order? Right. Beginning, that took me a while to figure that one out. I'm going to make it easy for you. Right. You put a limit, a buy limit order, you play it underneath the market price. What does that mean? The words sound easy, but what on earth does that mean? Right, let's see. You've got an uptrend here. Prices are going up in waves. Your method, again, the type of order you use would depend on the method that you choose to get involved in the market. So that's why it's vitally important to listen to the basics. Why do you use a method? If you don't understand, like I said, if you cannot see the underlying structure, the rhythm of the market, you don't know what is technical analysis, then it gets difficult. But if you know, then a simple, well-defined method means something to you, and proper money management means something to you. So if it doesn't mean anything to you, please email me, and I'll send you the link to that introductory one. Okay, let's continue. A buy limit order. What's a buy limit order? Right, you see an uptrend here. Now you've got a method that expects the market. You know it pulls back, and then it normally comes up. If this is an uptrend, it makes pullbacks and go up. And your method says if it pulls back to this this level here, you want to enter because you're expecting it to go up again, right? Your method utilizes this type of structure. This is the thing you use. You use the this is no, you use the way of you use the structure of the market, right? So you want to get involved here. So what happens is you put a buy limit order here, and it's gonna not open. It's still the same as a stop order. It's just an order lying there. Now the price goes down, and it's triggered. And only when it's triggered becomes a buy order in this case. So our stop order should have been there, would have been there, but our limit order is underneath here. Now it's a buy order. Now remember what you're expecting. You're expecting the market to go up. So if it does go up, you're happy. What happened is a lot of people use this type of order, and it's a type of method that uses a very small stop loss. So they want the market to pull back. And if the market pulls back to around here, it's called a retracement. And they enter there, they put a stop loss there. So if the market doesn't do what they think it's going to do, it's quickly out. They lose a little bit. But if it does, and the market goes up, then their risk-reward ratio, the risk, as you can see, would have been there somewhere. Their risk-reward ratio is very high. So this is a type of trading, type of method that you use, right? Okay, and then in this case, you'd be very happy. Sometimes it would not, and it would just trigger your stop loss there. Right, and a sell order is exactly the opposite. So the price is going, or the market is going down in waves. Your method tells you, okay, if it pulls back, we are willing to take a risk around there. And you put in your sell limit and you walk away. And you also put in your, let me quickly do another one here for you. So this time we want to enter so it's a buy limit. Let's say if the market pulls back to here and we think our method says no, we want to enter a buy there. I would go there and then say I want to open an order, and in this case I choose a sell limit. Okay, in that case it would be 1.12555. 1.12555. This is a sell. Oh, wrong order there. A sell limit. Now I'll place it right. Then obviously immediately I will go and set the stop loss and take profit before I walk away. But then I can walk away and the market touches there. It's going to either stop me out there or it's going to move in my direction, and I'm going to have some profits. Right, let's stop that out. So that's a practical way to do it. And that's it, guys. You've got a sell position into there, and if the market goes in a direction, you are very fortunate, or you are very happy. But if it goes against you, you protect your account there with a stop loss. Always, always, always. Right, we basically finished. Is there any questions? I'm gonna not talk about the website now. I talk about that always, but our time is about limited, so I'd like to focus on your questions, and then I'm gonna just put up my email there quickly for you. Where is it? Ah, there's my email. All right. Is there any questions? See, some people have left already. Right. Augustina asked, is there a difference between MetaTrader 4 and 5? Yes, there's a difference. MetaTrader 4 and 5, MetaTrader 4 was originally mainly for commodities and for Forex, developed for Forex, so it's simple. And we do all our training on that. We like the simplicity of it. MetaTrader 4 was developed later. It's not really an update. It was developed for all the new instruments that also came in, CFDs, contracts for difference, and all sorts of things that came with. And it's got a lot of, it's a little bit more complicated, got more options, more time frames. So if you understand MetaTrader 4, Augustina, then yes, you would be able to use 5 as well. But some people try to start with 5 and they get confused with all the different choices and stuff. So we rather focus on the MetaTrader 4, and then the guys, you know, when you know MetaTrader 4, it's easy to go to 5 if you don't like the time frames, the limited time frames in 4 and so forth. But I must agree that most guys, well, I know, stay with 4. All the basics are there. Basics must be in place. Yes. I hope that answers your question. Vanessa, Kenikwa, sorry for the, let's say, manual. Can we contact you directly? Yes, you can contact me directly. Here's my email there. You can just email me. And what we've got is, obviously we go to people. We've got seminars where we train the guys, you know, in person. We've got workshops, but that's limited. So we use technology. We use what's available to us. So we've got Skype support groups. I mean, any guy can contact me. You just email me and we make an arrangement with Skype. We like Skype because we see each other. It gets obviously keeps the costs low. We talk to each other and we can do screen sharing. So it's a very good training tool to get you off the ground. So for you guys that are really serious about, that are new, or you're stuck with your trading and you're serious about it, please contact me. Email me. We do Skype sessions, and your learning curve will go radically up. Not everybody wants to be a trader, but it's a very, very, very good skill to have, even if it's just for managing your own retirement portfolio. And there's even other There's other options as well. We call it Forex Time Invest, FXTM Invest. It's where we can actually very easily train you to qualify to look for guys that's on our platform that are expert traders, and that you can see what they're doing, how their equity curves are going. And we've got some nice testimonials about that, where people they wanted to start trading, but they didn't have a lot of time, and they just allowed us to train them with a Forex Time Invest to choose a trader that's doing well, and then they invest a small amount, and then as the guy obviously more experienced, he trades and he makes profits, then there's always a risk, but in that case he made a good profit, and when the guy started trading, he had no profit to to take from his profit and start his trading account. So there's a lot of options, but yes, please contact us, contact me. That is what I get paid for, so I love it. Okay, I think we're done. Thank you for listening, and until we speak again, yes, have a nice day, and be blessed.